Marvel is because
All right, everybody. This is D with another podcast. I'm here with Morry Hollowell.
yes.
All right. First off, thanks for doing this. I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And secondly, I looked at your Twitter page. I looked at your Instagram also. Are you more of an artist or more of a colorist?
Colorist.
Okay.
I've always been a wannabe artist, but to be honest, I just have way too much fun coloring all the people I grew up reading.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I get to work with Quesada or Adam Kubert or something, I just geek out.
I can understand that.
And so, of course, I'll finish their work.
I mean, yeah, like those are big names, big popular names. What school did you go to then?
I went to the Joe Kubert School in New Jersey.
Okay.
And I went all 3 years, graduated, and it was because of my after-school activity. I was a colorist assistant after school every day. So I just naturally got better at coloring than anything else.
Makes sense.
Because I had my homework, but every day I had my coloring. So
Did you go with any names? Because I just talked with Derek Donovan.
Yes.
He said like you guys are like side by side.
Oh,
out there,
yeah,
right?
we're best buds.
Yeah?
Me, Derek Donovan, and Carl Moline.
Okay.
We all used to live in Florida. Derek moved back to New Orleans.
All right.
But while we were all in Florida around the cross-gen time,
we
were all best buds.
All right.
So we often go to some of the same conventions and stuff.
He said you may have some stories to share with me.
Oh.
Yeah? No? Maybe?
Oh, the story about our drive up here.
By all means, I'm all ears.
Okay, well, it has nothing to do with coloring. I know we got a schedule. So you sure you want it?
You're good. I'm in. I want to hear it.
On our way here, first we had we watched a few animals. I think because of the hurricane, some of the animals were displaced.
Gotcha.
Because we had a couple otters. It was the first time I saw some otters in Florida.
Interesting.
Run out of the forest and into the road, and the car in front of us hit one of them.
Ooh.
And so that was sort of a bad start to our trip to see that so clearly. But while we were recuperating from that, getting closer to Atlanta,
all right.
I saw something up in the sky that was very round and shiny, is the best description I can give you.
Oh, all right. You know, they're there now, so yeah.
Now, I'm one of those people that spends a lot of time on YouTube.
Oh, please keep going.
Listening to all the UAP,
Gotcha.
the Congress thing I watched, all that, right?
All of it, yeah.
But I had never, ever in my life had an experience.
All right.
But as soon as I saw this thing, I was like, I was driving, so I had to tell Carl, who was in the car with me.
Okay.
I said, Carl, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? And he looks up and he says, dude, what is that? And I said, I don't know. Is that a friggin' UAP? And he's like, I'm not sure. And I said, get a picture. And because I was driving, I didn't want to grab my phone. I wanted to keep my hands on the wheel. He grabbed his phone, but it was playing on Spotify. Ooh. So he was fumbling around trying to get to his camera.
That's how it goes, right?
And while I'm driving, trying to pay attention to the road and watch this thing,
right?
Because I'm trying to see if it's going to do any of the classic zipping
movements that it does, yeah.
And sure enough, it doesn't move, but it's very much in one place, very static. It's not floating up like a balloon or moving left or right like a drone or anything else.
Right.
But it completely just vanishes, just gone. And so I say, oh my God, it vanished. And that's when he finally got his camera working. of course.
Classic Bigfoot move right there.
Right? And I was so happy he was there too to see it as well.
So you're not a crazy person talking about it by yourself?
I would not even be talking to you about this unless he was there too, right?
That's beautiful.
Because I would have thought, okay, maybe it's a satellite,
right?
Or maybe I'm seeing one of the planets that's visible during the day or something.
Or just some debris that's falling. You can't tell it's falling, exactly.
Possibly. But it was so shiny. It was just a weird, shiny orb. And it was higher. About a minute later, we saw an actual plane, and we could tell it was a plane,
all right,
and it was moving. So we were like, okay, what we saw a minute earlier
it's not the same thing.
Was in a different area of the sky.
That's interesting.
It was stationary, and it was very shiny. Like I said, that was the weirdest part about it, was how shiny it was. And it wasn't the sun.
All right.
So
that's
the driving up.
No, that's a cool story, man. Like, I'm here for
it. So after, it's weird because, like I was saying, the past month or so, because of the people talking to Congress,
right?
I've been delving.
I followed it also, the whole thing. If you ever listen to the podcast, you hear me go quite a few times talking about this. So you're in good company.
So yeah, it was amazing to experience that in real life.
It sounds pretty awesome. I'm a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie to you. So yeah, like aliens. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Possibly aliens. I feel like you want to.
Well, yeah, at Congress, he wouldn't say aliens.
No.
So does it come from the sea? Is it interdimensional? That's what I was amazed. Like, I was really waiting for it to zip, like one of those Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
But it just disappeared.
That's really interesting. So you had like your eyes on it for most of the time because you're driving.
Yes. I started driving very slow. Kept both my hands on the wheel though, so I wouldn't take any pictures. That's why I was yelling at him.
Right.
And I was just looking up at it like, holy cow.
But what you perceived was like it just vanished, not it moving around or anything.
It did not move. It was completely stationary.
That's interesting.
If you've gone online and looked at many of these things,
a few, yeah.
It's not any of the triangle ones like the reverse engineered ones they make and stuff. It was one of the round ones, and it was just glimmering and shiny.
That's fascinating. And where are you coming from, Florida?
I'm from Florida mostly. I'm originally from Alaska.
Oh, wow.
As soon as I got out of high school, I got out of there.
All right.
I found out about the Joe Kubert School, and I went to Jersey.
Didn't look back, right?
Yeah, didn't
right
look
on,
back.
Man. Hey, no, I hear it. I did look back. I went to the Midwest for a while and came back to Georgia, but I get leaving the home and not wanting to come back.
Well, it's too cold. It's cold and it's dark, and
all the time. Yeah.
I love what we call the lower 48. It's so much better.
I like that. Is there anyone out there like in the comic book world that you like teaming up with doing colors for?
Oh, well, I think if you've looked up my history, I think I love working with Steve McNiven the most.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like you got some McGinnis work you like doing also.
And McGinnis. Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
Anytime those guys can work with me, I am just over the moon.
Yeah. I mean, like you did a lot of colors for Civil War, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
Civil War was a beast. All those characters. I've never done a book with more characters.
And like now you see like your work in posters, like at stores. It's all over the place, right? Mm-hmm. How's that feel? Like seeing your work out there like that?
At first, it's amazing.
Yeah? At first. What happened later on?
Well, usually you get used to it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like my daughter, she asks me the very same question.
Okay.
Like, Dad, what's it like having your name and all this stuff in the comic book store? And I'm like, well, it's an honor. You know, my name's next to so many legends because I grew up just loving these people, loving the art form, wanting to know how to do it, wanting to know how to piece it together. You know, what's the difference between the really good ones and just the everyday monthly ones? And you know, I love it all. So
that's awesome.
And so I tell my daughter, you know, you get used to the fame, but that's not why I'm in it. You know, I'm in it to really make a good comic book. I want people to be able to escape. You know, because that's what I love to do. Escapism.
We talk about escapism on this podcast quite a bit. But I always say you can't escape if you're not taking yourself into the problem you're escaping from. But yeah, I hear you. It's nice to escape once in a while, and it's a good reason to do it. Like, you know, do it because like you have fun and you want to keep putting like more people out there. It's sounds really good. I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Derek. Like as the last question is, who is your favorite golden age like artist, or like in your case, colorist?
Oh well, honestly, I've never followed colorists.
Okay.
because I never really intended. Like, I was really getting into the industry to be a penciler. And it was just because I worked doing so much coloring after school that I just naturally got better at coloring than anything else I was doing.
I got you.
So I'm still open to spread my wings and do other stuff.
Nice.
But I'd never really watched other colorists. Maybe when I got to CrossGen, I met a lot of other colorists like Justin Ponzer and Laura Martin, and they taught me so much. I mean, it was beautiful what they taught me.
CrossGen was a good run for a while too. Yeah,
it was great.
Like everyone talked about when it first hit.
But who would like to work with in the, what did you say, Golden Age?
Yeah, Golden Age.
Like Jack Kirby. Tom Brevoort has been a gentleman to me. And he's given me a lot of the hidden gem work to do.
Nice.
And that usually includes, the Jack Kirby stuff.
Yeah.
Many of the old school things. And sometimes I'll get Alan Davis, and I just love it.
Dude, you're dropping some good names. I like it.
When are you going to get a chance like that to work with those people?
Not many. Yeah. No, that's a wow. All right. Because Derek also said Jack Kirby. I figured that would be a name to come up. Like it's a legend. A legend for a reason.
Absolutely.
All right, this has been real fun. Like we talked more about aliens than we did about actually coloring. Hope you're okay with that.
That's okay. He, as soon as me and Carl told him the story, he was like, "You've got to get an interview and tell people."
Tell everybody about it, man. I would too. Absolutely.
But with as much as I've watched, I know I had such a small experience.
As opposed to everyone else.
Yeah,
man. At least now it's in the world now. It's in the ether.
Yes.
Where can people find you, Morry?
MorryHollowell.com. Just check out my website, and that will lead you to my Facebook and my Instagram and everything else.
Absolutely, and you're active. Like I just follow like your Twitter and your Instagram. You're very active.
Yeah, I try to update my Instagram often, and right now I'm working on Uncanny Avengers.
There it is
with Javier Garron and Jerry Duggan. And it's a friggin' great book. It's got Deadpool and Captain America and Rogue and Psylocke, and they're
so many people inside.
And they're fighting fascists, which is friggin' awesome.
That's what they do, man.
Heck
yes,
yeah.
There you got it. Exactly.
So pick up that book.
I know I said it was the last question, but you pulled me back in, Morry. What else should we be looking out for you besides just the X-Men or anything else like we should be keeping an eye out for?
Well, I always say this. I'm probably the slowest colorist in the business.
Okay.
So I have to really pick my jobs. So right now, the only thing on my plate for the next couple months is Uncanny Avengers, with maybe, scattered variant covers here and there.
There you go. Check out your Wednesdays at your local comic book shops. Until next time, you guys take it easy. Thank you, Morry.
Thank you.
Hey guys, D here of FTL Nerd Talk. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends about FTL Nerd Talk. Got a lot of different shows for all of you. Make sure you tune in every week for a brand new episode. Take it easy.